Welcome to the Mention Boolean tutorial video series. Today we will be going over some advanced operators to help enhance your knowledge of the Boolean language. Our goal is to teach you how to narrow down any broad searches by building complex search queries. Here are the operators we will go over today: the proximity operator, near, wildcards, and source. Let's begin with the proximity operator. The proximity operator is a tilde symbol with a number ranging from 1 through 6. Simply add the operator after your phrase. In this example, your alert will monitor the phrase and fetch mentions normally. It will also bring in mentions where the keywords in your phrase are separated by a set proximity. The proximity number you choose will limit the number of words before or after the keywords. Here are the specifications of the operator. Your range is limited from 1 to 6. The operator has to be used with phrases only, and it does not work with Twitter historical data. Now let's move on to the near operator. Near also uses a range limit of 1 through 6. It is a strict operator that limits proximity, but it works for phrases and also keywords. Near can be used in place of the AND operator in a query. Let's take a look. Here you have Coca-Cola and Sprite. With this, you may find some noise that may not relate to your topic. To reduce this noise, you can use near. It will fetch relevant topics because your keywords must be in a set proximity to each other. The operator is great because you can mix keywords and phrases. You can even use OR operators and parentheses to run multiple searches as well. Remember, your limit for near is still 1 through 6, and near does not function with historical data. The next operator will focus on the actual characters in your keywords. Wildcards are operators that work to replace missing characters from your query. The wildcards are broken into these two symbols, an asterisk or a question mark. Let's begin with the question mark symbol first. This operator will replace one unknown character in your query. For example, if you type this word, Mention will replace the question mark with characters that create different words. With just one operator, you will have multiple searches right there. Next, let's take a look at the asterisk. This operator will replace one or multiple unknown characters in the query. Here's an example below. As you can see, the asterisk will fetch content for all words that begin with the letter V and end with D. Our system will search for all possible words here. These are great operators to use when you want to monitor the plural form of certain terms, such as a brand name or common misspellings of a brand. Here's some quick notes on the operator. They work at the middle or end of your keyword. You cannot use them at the beginning of a phrase, and you cannot use two at the same time. Finally, please be wary of how the operators are written in your query. Please do not enclose your wildcards in quotations, as Mention will read your search in the literal terms. If you write this search, Mention will try to fetch this word and will not activate the wildcard. If you are monitoring Twitter, the operator is non-autonomous. You must pair your term with an extra AND search in order for the operator to work. The final operator we will go over today is the source operator. This operator will limit your search to specific sources that Mention crawls. It's a great way to monitor multiple searches on different sources. Let's take a look at an example. In an alert, you have the source drop-down menu. This list will apply to your entire search, meaning if we turn off news mentions, it will affect everything. With the source operator, you can fetch or deny from specific sources directly in your query. So let's go back and restart, but this time we will use the source operator instead. Right now, we are monitoring Cherry Sprite or Tropical Mix Sprite. Let's say you want Cherry Sprite mentions only from Twitter. First, enclose your Cherry Sprite phrase in a parentheses group. This is because we don't want to confuse the system with multiple operators. From there, you can write AND along with the source operator and Twitter. Now you have two searches, but one is only focused on Twitter. Inversely, we can deny sources as well. Let's say you don't want Tropical Mix Sprite mentions from forums. What you can do here is add the parentheses, and then add and not source forums. Now your search will be denying that source. The operator also works with multiple sources. Let's say you decide that Twitter news is important for your search. We can add that right into the query with a second parentheses, and or. We add the parentheses group here so your query does not get confused with the multiple operators working at the same time. Think of it like directions that we are giving your search. Finally, you just add news, and now your search monitors both sources. Lastly, please make sure that the sources from your query are turned on in the Sources menu, or else you will see an error from the alert. Feel free to use the operator to create any search on specific platforms. At this time, the operator does not work with historical data. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us.